We're sleeping on Shanahan and Purdy. We all love Brock. He's a really good player. The fact that everything rests on the health and availability of Christian McCaffrey is terrifying. Can Shanahan and Purdy navigate whatever availability there is for CMC?
Of course nobody can do what McCaffrey does, but there's something about Shanahan where we find ourselves saying, well, Shanahan will figure it out.
There's no escaping the fact that the conversation we were planning to have now needs to adjust a little bit. And if you are at 5:04, just hopping into your car after a day of work, the news is that Christian McCaffrey was limited at practice today with a calf problem. And you will see all of us are feverishly on our phones all of a sudden trying to gather information on the actual behind-the-scenes situation. How bad is it? But look, there's no escaping that it's not just an injury to the guy that we don't want injured. It's literally the injury that we don't want to hear about to the guy that we're talking about. So let's go up and down the line and sort of describe the feeling that goes into your belly as you read this. Yes, Shasky.
I mean, the fact that they paid the quarterback all the money that they paid him, and we all love Brock. He's a really good player, really good player. But the fact that everything rests on the health and availability week to week of Christian McCaffrey is terrifying. That doesn't mean they can't overcome it and still have a really good year.
Yep.
But we know this is one of the special players that we've ever seen wear red and gold. I'm not saying his resume is where Frank Gore's is. He's more physically gifted when he's fully healthy than Frank Gore. That's a sentence. Frank's one of my favorite of all time. We hold him in high regard. I mean, he had a season that only really Jerry Rice has had in a red and gold uniform. So this is terrifying. This sucks.
Yep.
Even if he's available and he's, well, let's say 95%, like, what's he going to be 2 weeks from now? What's he going to be on every single tackle? What's he get up like? There's the burst there. I mean, this sucks. There's no other way around it. This really sucks.
The feeling is just dread, and I'm just playing off what you're saying, Chasky, and you're absolutely right. Even last year, 6-11, we had Aaron Schatz on, who is the creator of DVOA, and his argument was even like, if you just look at the numbers, they probably should have been 8-9 last year, which is still not good enough without McCaffrey. And now you do have Robinson Jr., but you're right, and what we talked about before, where he's in the huddle, and you're, as a defense, you got to worry about what he's going to do. And even if he is good to go for week one, the idea of him playing even 15 games now, to me, feels far-fetched.
Well, here's one thing, though. We're sleeping on Shanahan and Purdy. Can Shanahan and Purdy navigate whatever availability there is for CMC? If you are one of those franchise-like quarterbacks that we all think and want and hope, and I think a lot of us believe he can be, you can navigate this and still have a great year.
You can, especially because of that schedule, but I also think that this changes the way, again, we don't know where this is at. Who knows? He might play this weekend for all we know. But this changes the way that a defense approaches the entire San Francisco 49er offense. So what you can do no matter what your name is. Like, I don't really buy into the whole hero thing of, like, one man's down, so now Brock, you be that dude. Like, that's not actually, you guys all know, this is not actually the way football works. This is a concert out there with 11 people, and they're all moving in different directions and doing their job, and it opens people up. If people are still going to be open, Brock Purdy's going to be great.
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan is going to be great. But if this leads to the same separation problems that they had last year, then we've got a problem.
Yeah. The Jackson 5 were great, but we know why they were great. It was because of Michael. And that's what McCaffrey is to this offense. And Steiny beats me up every day, but I stand on it. Tomorrow is not promised, and when you get close and you have an opportunity to be number one in the world, the Niners had that twice with, once with McCaffrey, and they didn't get it done. So hopefully he's out there Sunday. But if he's not, Willard, I would adjust that win total for me from 10 to 8 to 7.
Wow.
Because this is that big, man.
Yeah.
This is truly that big. Thank God they got B-Rob. But he is not what they call special. And how could we just go one by one? Hey, he's going to do this and make them better. McCaffrey, you just said it, Willard, and now we get this cryptic update. So, again, help me, but I just feel like there was an earthquake in 49er land, and hopefully this dude's okay, but man.
I mean, for whatever it's worth, one text message that I just sent to a 49er insider's answer was, I don't know. I said, how bad?
Know.
How do you take that?
I said, what are we talking about here? What's their concern level? And I got IDK.
Well, this has been two things in a row. When we were asked me about the win total, I leaned on the side of 10, which I think is a little bit high. Okay, now they may be without McCaffrey. In both instances, though, you know what I think of? Kyle Shanahan.
Why?
Because I think there are three kind of coaches. Most coaches don't make the team much better or worse. Some coaches make the team worse, and some make the team better. And I think Kyle Shanahan makes the 49ers a better team. McCaffrey is a huge loss, and of course nobody can do what McCaffrey does, but Jordan Mason was leading the league in rushing the first 5 or 6. Now, I get it. He's not as multidimensional, but it's there's something about Shanahan where we find ourselves saying here and there, well, Shanahan will figure it out. He'll put somebody in the
He didn't last year. They won 6 games.
Well,
but he's also been to a Super Bowl without Christian McCaffrey.
I got that.
Go ahead.
I just think that he did figure it out last year, but something Shasky said earlier just pops up right now, which is the red zone. Why couldn't they score in the red zone very often last year? It's because McCaffrey gives you the run-pass option that Jordan Mason didn't, and you got really tight in the lower red zone. You didn't have McCaffrey, and you had Jake Moody. And how are we feeling about that this year, folks?
And when you had them, Dibs, they were number 1 in 2023. They were number 1 in the red zone with McCaffrey.
18th or 19th.
One more piece of information to share with everyone with regard to McCaffrey is that Thursday is his usual scheduled media day as well.
Oh.
He was not available and did not appear in the locker room when reporters were present. So, again, you can start to put puzzle pieces together and do whatever you want with that. Was he just getting treatment, or are they just not wanting to talk
you think
about
he's
this?
playing? Oh, go ahead.
I mean, well, the season's not over,
Probably
right?
not
Like,
the
it's
time
not
for
the quarterback position, like, right? What was that signing? Gutless? Who's gutless?
I said it's probably not the time
to call CMC gutless.
Not yet. No, it's Achilles list.
Right.
But
That's a 3.
No, I was talking about the media.
Okay,
basically.
that's good. That's good.
Yes,
But,
not the injury.
It's not like a season ender, right? Now it sucks. It doesn't feel good. But like, are the Philadelphia Eagles viewing their season over if Saquon all of a sudden has a major injury today?
But they
no, but they're not.
But
right?
they also have 2 all-world receivers, a great tight end, a Super
Niners
Bowl
have a
winning
great tight
quarterback
end.
who's been to 2 Super Bowls.
I hear you,
They've got
Shasky.
the
Purdy's
best
been to a Super
offensive
Bowl.
line in the game.
Okay, but again, they're not viewing it as a season ender. So I'm not viewing it that way like a lot of Niner fans are probably feeling right now. It's like, oh, Christian McCaffrey, well, we have no shot. I'm not viewing it that way. You got Brian
That I
Robinson
agree
Jr.
with.
Like, you got the head coach and the quarterback combination. If you have that, and it's that conference in the NFC, which is wide open, I have confidence that they'll figure it out, man.
Like,
I do.
What does figure it out mean?
Figure it out means they'll get 10 wins somehow. They will.
They
I think they can.
I kind of feel that way, too.
They can still win games. But to act like this is not a punch to everybody's Adam's apple.
I'm not saying it's not. For sure.
Yeah, like it's
That's
just, to me, it's disingenuous.
It's not just CMC.
Yeah,
You're out Ayuk as
Right.
well.
Right.
And you don't know if you're going to get anything from Ayuk to start the year. You have Juwan Jennings, who didn't have any training camp. We saw how that worked out for Trent and for Brandon Ayuk. They just didn't look themselves for weeks on end. So, like, it's not just you're missing CMC.
Any of that can happen, but I always look at that as kind of omnipresent. But the fact, I mean, we all remember the feeling. I bet each of the 6 of us remember where you were when that report came down on opening night last year.
I was in the end zone with
Christian
Evan
McCaffrey
at the game.
I'll sit next to you.
Yeah, the fact
my
that
bad.
Christian was listed as out for the game,
Man.
and this, to be honest with you,
Wow,
in this
man.
moment feels even worse than that. And you were about to ask me, do I think he's playing this weekend? Probably not.
Why would you even do it if you thought he could
Like that. It's Thursday.
Yeah.
It's Thursday night.
Man.
It's Thursday night. The idea that this is just going to be gone tomorrow when they have to put an injury report out and get on a plane seems a little far-fetched in this moment.
The first 2 games are on artificial turf, by the way. Too.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help.
That's an interesting point. Yeah, that's an interesting point. So,
I'm
anyway,
looking
go
at
ahead.
the chart that the Niners put out.
Yeah, I'm looking at it too.
And he wasn't even listed on the Wednesday practice as to whether he played or not. Does anyone know?
I think didn't you say you read that he went out on the field?
That was today, and they listed him today as limited. We saw Cam Inman shared a video of him going through some warm-up activities, and then he probably just felt it and went to the side and didn't play much more. But you're right, Joe. It's interesting, and Grandy just said in our ear that he was full yesterday. The Niners didn't list it as such, but tomorrow will be a walkthrough, so whatever with his participation. But the key then is when that first injury report comes out, questionable, probable, or just in.
I was of the opinion when they acquired Brian Robinson that this was actually more about Guerendo than it was Christian, because Guerendo has struggled with his health more than anybody.
And fumbling.
But indeed, I wonder what you all think, and this is speculative, no doubt, but when they acquired Brian Robinson, do you feel like they were aware or concerned, or were they actually worried about Guerendo?
It was the Niners Geico.
And it's coincidence.
No, seriously, we're all stars up here.
I think you got to assume that it was some percentage of some security for McCaffrey.
Has to be.
Has to
Has to be.